My girlfriend of 7 years always claimed she was asexual. For 7 years, I respected her boundaries and never pressured her. That was until our wedding day. I waited at the altar until the venue cleared out, but my fiancée, Vanessa Brooks, never showed up. When I finally walked out to the parking lot, I found her in the passenger seat of a car parked just outside the hotel, the very car I had bought for her. Inside, she was entangled in a passionate embrace with her childhood sweetheart, Julian. She was wearing the wedding dress I had designed myself. "Julian, this is my first time. I'm giving my most precious gift to you tonight," she whispered. That's when it hit me. The 7 years of asexuality were a lie. She had been saving herself for him all along. I turned around and walked away in silence. I was just done. I was exhausted. But the world is full of other women, like her best friend. "You really want to give it to me that bad?" Julian's voice drifted out, smug and teasing. Vanessa giggled, a sound I rarely heard. "I want to save my first time for the most important person in my life. Julian, if it's you, I won't have any regrets." My new wife was climbing into another man's lap, eager to give him what she had denied me for nearly a decade. I couldn't watch anymore. My stomach churned with nausea. No wonder she hadn't replied to my frantic texts all day. She was too busy giving herself away in my car in my dress. I suddenly realized my 7 years of being a doormat was just a cosmic joke. I had given her everything, only to be cuckolded with righteous arrogance. In all our years together, I never crossed the line. The most intimacy she allowed was holding hands. We never even kissed properly. She loathed my touch, but gave her virtue to her childhood friend on our wedding day. I always thought she was just shy or conservative. Turns out, she just wanted to give her best self to the one she truly loved, and that wasn't me. Fina, let rain, let her go. I was tired. I walked to the riverbank near the hotel, trying to light a cigarette. My phone buzzed. It was Vanessa. "Where the hell are you?" she snapped. "Isn't tonight our reception? You canceled the wedding by not showing up, and now you're asking me where I am? Are you out of your mind?" I looked up at the night sky. It was past midnight. She finally remembered me. I laughed at the absurdity, which only fueled her anger. "Is this funny to you? Does standing me up make you feel like a big man? I'm at the hotel entrance. I was a little late. Is that a crime?" Hearing her say that made me realize how truly shameless she was. She played me, and now she was gaslighting me. I suppressed my rage and said coldly, "The hotel closes at midnight. You're just arriving now? A bit late, don't you think?" The line went silent for a few seconds. Vanessa stammered, her guilt showing. "Julian drank too much and got into a fight. I was worried, so I went to get him. I picked him up and came straight here. It only took a little time." She wasn't lying about the pickup, but she left out the part where they hooked up in the parking lot, completely forgetting our wedding. Since she couldn't let go of her one that got away, I decided to let go of her. I hung up before she could respond. The wind off the Chicago River picked up. I tried to flick my lighter, but it wouldn't spark. Damn it. I tossed it into the water. As I turned to head to a nearby convenience store, a hand rested gently on my shoulder. Then came the click of a lighter and a familiar, clear voice. "Use mine." I turned to see the flame dancing in the darkness. I hesitated, then leaned in to light my cigarette. I took a deep drag and exhaled a cloud of smoke, murmuring thanks. Through the haze and the convenience store's neon glow, I finally focused on the woman. She was tall and stunning, her eyes upturned and alluring, dark as the night, yet shining with a mysterious depth that invited curiosity. "What are you doing here?" I frowned. I recognized her immediately. It was the maid of honor, Vanessa's college roommate and best friend, Serena Vance. She was the only one who had waited with me until the very end, comforting me when the guests got restless. Because I was always the submissive one in my relationship with Vanessa, her social circle looked down on me. Serena was the only one who had ever shown me kindness. "Are you okay?" Serena squeezed my hand worriedly, then let go, blushing. "Sorry, I didn't mean to overstep. Vanessa went too far this time. I was worried about you. I saw them at the hotel entrance too," she said softly, patting my back. "Ethan, I know you're not a pushover. They humiliated you right to your face. Don't tell me you don't want a little payback." My eyes darkened. I wasn't an idiot. I knew what she was implying, but I didn't understand why. She was supposed to be Vanessa's best friend. I looked at her, seeing the undisguised mockery and skepticism in her eyes regarding my situation. "Miss Vance, considering your relationship with Vanessa, doesn't this sound a little ridiculous coming from you?" "Ridiculous?" Serena's expression shifted. The smile faded, replaced by a look of suppressed longing. "Think of it as me making my move." Suddenly, she wrapped her arms around my neck. As if making a desperate decision, she pressed her body against mine and kissed me with everything she had. She pulled back slightly and whispered, "Ethan, forget her. Be with me. I've liked you longer and deeper than Vanessa ever could. I didn't go home that night, and I knew for a fact Vanessa didn't either. How did I know? Around 11 p.m., I got a text and photo from Julian. He claimed he was scared of thunder, so Vanessa stayed to protect him. He told me not to be mad, attaching a photo of Vanessa wearing his oversized shirt, cooking noodles in his kitchen. In all our years, I had never seen Vanessa cook. I didn't even know she knew how to use a stove. Moments later, Julian updated his social media story. She gave me her body and her love, and left only her shadow with him. What more could I want? The caption accompanied a photo of a dark stain on the beige leather of the back seat. Was I sad? Heartbroken? Sorry, but no. Not even a little. With a beautiful woman in my arms, I didn't have the energy to care. Call me a scumbag, call me a jerk. I, Ethan Cole, never claimed to be a saint. And frankly, Vanessa betrayed me first. She wanted to play games? Fine. I'd give her exactly what she wanted. I put down my phone. The next second, soft lips pressed against mine, a unique fragrance enveloping me. We spent the night tangled in the sheets. When the crazy night ended, I thought it might have been a dream. Thinking back on the intensity of it, I suddenly didn't know how to face the woman beside me. I had peeled back her cool exterior and found her true self, soft but not weak, bold yet undeniably feminine. You're awake. A soft voice came from right under my nose. I froze and turned my head, our noses almost touching. Her breath, warm and sweet, brushed my face. My cheeks flushed instantly. Seeing my reaction, Serena giggled. Then, seemingly remembering something, her expression turned indignant. She hugged me tight from behind. Vanessa is blind not to love you, but I love you. Marry me instead. Make her regret losing you. I felt the warmth radiating from her, and a strange emotion swelled in my chest. I looked down, my gaze falling on the white sheets. There a stark crimson stain burned into my vision. I thought about my 7 years with Vanessa. We hovered between intimacy and distance. 7 years without sex. Her eyes always hiding a resistance I couldn't place. I thought it was her nature. I didn't know she was saving herself for a first love. And yet, right here, Serena had given her most precious first experience to me. This sudden surprise and emotion sent ripples through my heart. The scales within me began to tip. Serena's tenderness, her depth of feeling, melted the ice in my chest like a warm current. I knew I couldn't let her down. I decided right then to cherish this woman who treated me with genuine sincerity. It was dawn when Vanessa finally came home, carrying breakfast. I looked at her hand. Her ring finger was bare. The engagement ring I gave her was gone. I looked up at her neck. She was wearing a silk scarf, something she hated. But even the scarf couldn't hide the dark, purple marks underneath. Hickeys from her night with Julian. She didn't even look guilty. She set out the breakfast on the table and said coolly, "I'm sorry about last night, but you already have my future." She was repeating the same lines she used on the phone. The first time I heard it, it hurt. Now I felt nothing. I sat down and ate my breakfast calmly. She seemed surprised. Her furrowed brow relaxed, and she put on a smile. I promise, no next time. If he hadn't come back suddenly, I wouldn't have known someone loved me from abroad for so many years. And Julian has cancer. His dying wish is to have a wedding with me. Is that okay? She kept explaining, and I got annoyed. Save it. She froze. What? I swallowed the last bite of my bagel. You don't need to explain your affairs to me. It has nothing to do with me, and I don't want to know. She frowned, letting out a dramatic sigh. Ethan, if you love me, you should want me to be happy. You shouldn't want me to have regrets. I grunted. Can't you be more open-minded? Julian and I grew up together. I promised to fulfill his dying wishes. Don't worry, it's just a fake ceremony. After it's done, we'll go to the courthouse and get her license. You're the one in my heart. My indifference infuriated her. She took a deep breath, grabbed her phone, and headed for the door. Julian was right. You really are jealous by nature. Maybe I shouldn't have come back to explain. You're unreasonable. She slammed the door hard enough to shake the walls. I pulled out my phone and messaged the person pinned at the top. Want to get married? The reply was instant. Uh-huh. That night, Vanessa came back unexpectedly and cooked a full dinner. It was shocking, but I ate it. Halfway through, she spoke up. Ethan, I thought about it. I was wrong before. When you love someone, you want to possess them. I get it. I want to say she didn't get it all, but I swallowed the words. Communicating with her was pointless now. I was already 1 foot out the door. I know you might not want to see me right now, she continued. So, I'm moving into Julian's place. I paused. He's sick, she added quickly. I need to take care of him. But don't worry, nothing will happen. I won't betray you. She sounded like she was trying to convince herself. I laughed abruptly. Vanessa, do you even hear yourself? She looked confused. You don't understand. Julian and I have known each other for 15 years. We're inseparable parts of each other's lives. If you can't accept his existence, maybe we should break up. Okay. I nodded immediately. Let's break up. Her head snapped up. She had used the breakup as a threat, expecting me to fold like I always did. She thought I'd beg. I smirked. Do you think I have no self-respect? Fina, we're done. I expected her to agree and leave. Instead, her face darkened. Why are you being like this? You're breaking up over jealousy? I told you. He's like a brother to me. She grabbed her keys and stormed out. Fina, I'm moving in with him tonight. It's not like I can't live without you. Brother? I scoffed. Since when do siblings sleep together in wedding dresses? I remembered how hard I tried to win her over. I cherished our relationship. I swallowed so much jealousy over Julian in the past because I thought she was worth it. But recently, after I proposed, I overheard her friends talking. She only accepted me because she was in a cold war with Julian when he went abroad. She used me to make him jealous. She never loved me. That's why she gave her virginity in her first wedding to him. The next morning, Julian texted me. Vanessa says even if you guys get married, she's living with me. Even as her fiancé, you're nothing compared to a word from me. You lose. Attached was a photo of Vanessa cooking for him again. I typed back. Pick up the trash I threw away if you want. I don't care. Moments later, my phone rang. It was Vanessa, screaming. How dare you speak to Julian like that? He's a sick man. You almost gave him a heart attack. Apologize. Today was supposed to be the day we get our marriage license. If you don't apologize, I'm not coming. She was still bluffing. We already broke up, I said coldly. What license? That deflated her anger instantly. Her voice twisted in disbelief. Are you serious? You actually dare to break up with me? Absolutely. The next morning, Vanessa updated her social media. In this life, only you and me. The photo was a marriage certificate, hers and Julian's. Soon after, she called. Ethan, look, the hotel requires a marriage certificate to host the wedding ceremony. So, I got a temporary one with Julian. Is that okay? I almost laughed out loud. They were legally married, and she was calling to ask if it was okay. Fake wedding, real certificate. They probably honeymooned already too. Is this your idea, or Julian's? Mine, consider it a small punishment for how you spoke to us yesterday. Whether I remarry you later depends on your behavior. She paused. But you have a chance to redeem yourself. Julian doesn't have many friends back here, so he wants you to be the best man. She added, I know it's a lot to ask, so... Sure, I interrupted. I'll do it. You will. She sounded shocked. She knew Julian just wanted to humiliate me. I'm moving back in tonight, she said before hanging up. No need. I cut her off. Stay there and plan the wedding details. It's a big day. Take it seriously. I hung up. I couldn't stand to listen to her fake guilt anymore. I was afraid if I listened any longer, I'd vomit my breakfast. That same night, I moved into Serena's apartment. When I arrived, a table full of food was waiting. The smell was nostalgic. How did you know I love these? She smiled. Forgot? In college, you ordered these every time you went out. It brought back memories. I was broke in college, so I ate at the cafeteria mostly. But when I had cash, I'd drag friends to this specific diner for wings and chili fries. Serena remembered. You're an amazing cook, I said, digging in. Your ex-boyfriends were lucky. I couldn't help but compare. I was basically Vanessa's butler. I cooked, cleaned, did laundry. She treated me like a servant while acting like a queen. I realized I had loved her until I lost myself. When did I have an ex-boyfriend? Serena asked, serving soup. I paused. Never. Not really. Blind dates, setups. Nothing stuck. Just a dinner or two. I remembered she was always single in college. Vanessa used to spread rumors that Serena was loose, but I never saw her with anyone. You've been alone all these years? She nodded. I glanced at the bedroom door. The sheets had been changed, the evidence of her innocence gone. It was true. She had waited. I felt a pang of guilt for asking. Does it still hurt? I asked softly. She blushed, pausing with her spoon. Not anymore. I smirked. I'll be gentler tonight. She shot me a glare that melted my bones. You were so aggressive. Did Vanessa starve you for that long? Serena stood on her tiptoes and kissed me, her ears burning red. We didn't make it to dinner. I carried her to the bed halfway through the meal. A month later, Julian and Vanessa's wedding was in full swing. Almost everyone was there, friends, Julian's family. It was a spectacle. The officiant led them through vows. I stood with the groomsmen. Julian gave a tearful speech about loving Vanessa for 15 years. Vanessa wiped his tears, looking lovingly at him. Vanessa's other friends were crying. One whispered to me, "See, they're perfect. If not for you, they would have been the happiest couple in the world." Yeah, sure, I muttered. Under the cover of the crowd, I interlaced my fingers with the bridesmaid standing behind me. I felt her slide a ring off my finger, the engagement ring I'd forgotten to take off, and replace it with something else. I turned to look at Serena. She kicked the old ring under her dress to hide it. She mouthed, "Like it?" I looked down at the simple band on my finger. Inside, our initials were engraved. "I love it." On stage, Vanessa and Julian exchanged rings. No one was watching us. Serena handed me a matching women's ring. "Put it on me." Her voice trembled slightly amidst the applause. My heart hammered. Was it the fear of being caught, or the thrill? "I vow," she whispered, "for the rest of my life, rich or poor, in sickness and health, to be loyal to you, love you, and cherish you until the day I die. Will you bet on me?" I didn't speak. When the officiant said, "You may kiss the bride," the crowd cheered. In the noise, I slid the ring on her finger, pulled her close, and kissed her. Her passion was overwhelming, unlike anything I'd ever felt. She claimed my heart completely. From now on, every beat belonged to Serena Vance. The secret of the wedding eventually reached Vanessa's parents. They were furious. They hated Julian. That night, they called while Serena and I were vacationing in Maui. I had already blocked Vanessa on everything. "Mr. and Mrs. Brooks," I said into the phone, knowing Vanessa was listening on the other end. In 7 years, the most I did was hold her hand. She claimed to be asexual, then gave her virginity to her childhood friend on my wedding day. She gave him her first ceremony, her first legal marriage. I don't accept your apology. Frankly, I find her repulsive. She humiliated me publicly. Why should I forgive her? You two are good people, so I'll stop there. Goodbye. I hung up. I knew Vanessa heard it. Good. 2 months later, Serena and I returned from Hawaii. Vanessa had been frantically trying to find me. Turns out, her parents dragged Julian to the hospital. One look at the chart by Vanessa's mother, a chief of medicine, revealed the truth. Julian didn't have cancer. He was faking it. Vanessa went ballistic. She dragged him to the courthouse and forced a divorce. Realizing she'd been played, she suddenly remembered me. Vanessa was desperate to apologize. She thought I was just throwing a tantrum, that I was still the guy she could whistle for. One evening, I heard a noise at my door. I thought it was food delivery. I opened it to find Vanessa holding flowers, flanked by a group of smiling friends. She dropped to one knee. "Ethan, it was all my mistake. Julian tricked me. He faked the cancer to break us up. I was confused. Please, hit me, scold me, but give me another chance. I love you truly. You proposed before, now I'm begging you. Say yes." I leaned against the doorframe, watching her cry. I felt nothing. I pulled out my phone and played a recording at max volume. It was her voice, recorded by a friend weeks ago. "You've been with Ethan that long and never gave it up? Ugh, he's annoying. Julian kept teasing me. I almost couldn't hold back. I saved myself for him. Why marry the idiot then? You're stupid. Who else will pay for our kids? Ethan makes good money. Who doesn't want a free ATM?" Vanessa panicked and grabbed my arm. I shook her off and dusted my sleeve like she was dirt. She looked hurt. "Do you think I'm dirty? If you care that much, I'll get surgery. I can get a hymenoplasty. I'll make myself new for you. I'll give you my first time again after the surgery." It hit me like a thunderclap. She was insane enough to think surgery could fix 7 years of lies. She thought I cared about a physical membrane, not the betrayal. She was willing to become a refurbished product. "What's going on, babe?" A voice drifted from the living room. "It's so loud out there." Serena wandered into view, wearing my white dress shirt, yawning, barefoot. Her collar was loose, revealing the marks I left last night. Vanessa looked like she'd been stabbed. Shock, grief, rage. "Recognize these?" I asked, pointing to the marks on Serena's neck. Vanessa trembled. She used to come home with those marks from Julian, and they burned me every time. Now, the tables were turned. Serena wrapped her arm around my waist, resting her head on my shoulder. "Hubby, is Vanessa here again? You know I'm the jealous type." I smiled and kissed her hair. "Why didn't you sleep in?" "Serena." Vanessa practically jumped. "I couldn't reach you. You traitor. I treated you like a sister, and you slept with my husband. Are you even human?" Vanessa lunged at Serena. I slapped her away. It wasn't something to be proud of, but I didn't hit hard. Vanessa froze. She couldn't believe the man who worshipped her for 7 years just struck her. "How long?" she whispered, shaking. "How long have you been together?" "Not long," I laughed. "But we've done more in a month than we did in 7 years. The night you ran off, I went to her place. It was our first time, both of ours. I had to thank Vanessa. Because she withheld intimacy, I was inexperienced too. Serena and I gave each other our actual firsts. Vanessa gritted her teeth, took off her coat, and revealed the wedding dress underneath, the one I designed, the one she wore to screw Julian. "I was wrong, husband. Please, I swear I'll never see Julian again. I'll do anything. I was confused. I don't love him. Let's have a bigger wedding. You chased me for 7 years. Let me chase you now. Seeing a woman in a wedding dress beg usually works. But this dress, it was stained with the memory of her betrayal. I felt bile rise in my throat. I stepped back. Serena noticed and immediately supported me. Ethan, you okay? I nodded to her, then glared at Vanessa. Vanessa, I saw you that night. In the car. In that dress. Giving yourself to him. Also, Serena and I are already married. I winked at Serena. She pulled our marriage license from the room and held it up. I'm not the mistress. We're legal. You're the outsider now. Serena, you bitch. Vanessa screamed. I told you everything. Why would you do this? Why? Serena snapped back. I like him first. I was planning to confess, and while I was away at a competition, you snatched him up. You claimed to love him, but you starved him of affection for 7 years. You cheated on him on his wedding day. You married another man while engaged to him. You don't love him. You just love using him. Since you stole him from me back then, why can't I steal him back now? I'll tell you this, Serena continued, her voice fierce. I stayed single all these years to give him my best self. You strung him along while saving yourself for your ex. We are not the same. She pulled out a photo of the sheets from our first night. It was petty but effective. I can swear to God he is my first and only man. Can you say that, Vanessa? No, because you gave that to Julian. I gave myself completely to Ethan. You will never compare to me. Serena stared her down. My heart swelled. In my relationship with Vanessa, I was never the priority. Now, someone was fighting for me. Vanessa looked shocked, then raised her hand to slap Serena. I caught her wrist and slapped her again. Ethan, she sobbed, laughing tragically. 7 years. How can you be so heartless? Heartless? I roared. Who do you think you are? The divorce cooling-off period isn't even over, and you're here begging? I gave you 7 years of my youth. I bet my future on you, and you treated me like a dog. I don't want another man's leftovers. I'm disgusted by you. Get out. If you ever bother me again, I'll make you regret it. I slammed the door and locked it. I heard she stood there all night. Later in bed, Serena curled into me, crying silently. What's wrong? I wiped her tears. My heart hurts for you, she sobbed. She treated you so badly. I thought you were happy. If I knew, I never would have let her hurt you. I held her tight. I have you now. We spent the night showing each other how much we loved one another. I knew she minded the 7 years I spent with Vanessa, but she cared more about my pain, and I cared about hers, waiting for me all that time. 3 months later, Serena and I held our wedding. I heard Vanessa and Julian couldn't divorce because she was pregnant with his child. The day before the wedding, I received an anonymous transfer of $50,000. It was the bridal fund I had given Vanessa. I kept it. The wedding was perfect. Serena wore the dress. The music played, All of Me. Life is short. Love the right person. Extra. The day Vanessa rejected Ethan's first confession years ago, he was depressed. He went to night market to drink. He saw a girl crying on the curb. He wanted to leave, but it was late and dangerous. He told her to go home. She cried harder. My competition project. Someone deleted it. It's gone. Ethan, being a soft aside, I can restore it. Give me the drive. She stopped crying. Really? They exchanged numbers. He fixed it overnight. He met her at a tea shop the next day. It was complicated, so he took her to his place to work on it. I won't run away with it, he said. I trust you, she beamed. He paused. She was innocently stupid. He could have been a scammer, but he wasn't. He fixed the file. Later, Serena found out her best friend, Vanessa, had deleted it to sabotage her. But she didn't blame Vanessa, because that sabotage led her to meet the love of her life. Story complete.